Log into gyroscopeme.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC. GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world.
In the beginning there was Jack, and Jack had a groove. And after a while, a deep sleep fell upon him, and he went looking for a new groove. He began looking for a new nation, and it had to be a soulful nation. And he found it, and it was Soulful House Nation. And he saw a building. It was a tall building. It had 10 stories. And he entered the building and got on the elevator and pushed the 10th floor, but it stopped on the 8th floor. And that's where he found his new groove. And he began to jack and jack and jack and jack. And he knew that this was it. It was Soulful House Nation on the 8th floor. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I am DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. I am the unusual suspect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got another one. Today, to give you an idea, just a quick recap. Last week, we had Millie Mills. Great interview. Go back and check it out. We'll talk about what's the hottest song according to TrackSource in the Soulful House category. Then we're going to tell you what's coming up, some things that are coming up. We're going to play a classic. Then after that, we're going to play our special guest. We're going to bring in our special guest, George Aitken. And after we do that, we're going to play our song of the week, which, by the way, is Anaya Weathers, I Am Anaya. And then after that, we're going to go into the Shazam Free Zone. And the Shazam Free Zone, we got a lot of new music this week. Of course, we have some stuff that I think you're going to really be feeling. We've got this track by Black Rascals and Casio called So in Love. Going to play that. I know you're going to be feeling that. And then we've got some more stuff, too, we're going to play. You're going to see. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's do this. Let's play our our number one song according to Track Source this week. And before we do that, I always want to give a big shout out to Ariel Shante and King T Finesse for putting our theme song together, and Chuck Roberts for putting our initial drop together. So Chuck, when you're ready, I'm ready. David Anthony Manu is called Best in Me. We're going to play a little snippet because, because it's a nasty, nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. It's called Best in Me. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. This track is called Best in Me. It's David Anthony and Beverly Brown. Beverly Brown, and Manu get back together. As you know, Beverly Brown, David Anthony, Manu did the track I Don't Know. And that was a big hit. It's a classic, really, in our community. Wow. So a few things that you should be aware of. First, let's talk about a new track. Listen, Black Rascals and Casio, who we know and love, is local, have this hot track called So in Love. Go get that track. It's Black Rascals, Casio, So in Love. Now, also, too, want to just share with you some big news in the DJing community. Twitch has made a deal with many of the major and smaller record companies that we can now play their music, for the most part, uninterrupted, which is exciting. I don't know. Facebook was on it. I don't know what their logic was for not getting on that, but I guess that makes sense. But Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, is on it. So, hey, feel free, as they say, have at it. Okay, now, this Friday, I'll be DJing at MetLife Stadium, and it's this group called Project Kind, and it's a charity event. I'd like to thank Tanya Vels for bringing me into that, and we're going to get in there and have a good time. And what they do is they help people who are homeless in many situations, food insecure, or just hungry, with food, and also they work with them to help them move their fortunes forward. So I'm going to be doing that. So I'm very, very excited about that. If anybody knows me personally, I tell you one of the big things that is big with me is lack of food. That's I just don't think in 2024 people should go hungry. And so I'm going to be on that. So I'm very, very excited about that. Okay. There's several other things going on. I just want to give a big shout out to all the people who had events over the weekend. A lot of good stuff. Also, shout out to Jihad Muhammad. Looks like he made the big commitment. Got married over the weekend. Congratulations, Jihad. It's a good look. So, let's do this. Let's play our old school track of the week. It's Kraftwerk, Trans Europe Express. But as you know, it's going to be, we're going to cut it short. Facebook got that nasty, nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. So, here we go. Oh. All right, folks, we're going to... All right, ladies and gentlemen, going to do some other things. In the meantime, our guest should be signing on very shortly. And what I want to just take a few minutes to have a conversation about is to kind of see what your thoughts are about this upcoming summer. Okay, we've already kicked off the season with some outdoor events. This past weekend, I know Tim Wise had an event in Branch Brook Park. Previous weekend, there was an event in Elizabeth. I'm going to say Montano Park had that. So we seem to be getting off to a good start. Then, of course, let's not forget, there was the event that we had with the block party. That was another great event. So it seems like we're getting off to a pretty good start. This past Thursday also, we did an interview with Magic. And Magic, as you know, is a super promoter. It's been around for quite a few years and really, really has brought some major, major things to our area, including he was the originator of the Bang Out. And, of course, the Bang Out was very, very big in Warrenco Park. And now, since then, Wally B has taken over it. But it's been just a big ride to bring on Magic. Now, tell you what he's doing, and this is, I can go back and watch the interview on this, is that next year, May 15th through the 18th, he's doing a house music event out in Vegas. Now, let me tell you what's powerful about this. First of all, I need some water. Bear with me a minute. He's got a crazy lineup. I'm going to do this from my head. He's got Naeem Johnson. He's got Ceres. He's got La Diva. He's got Mustafa. And he's got one more. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. My goodness. Let's see. Thank you. Now, here's what's important about it. First of all, you will have a great time because that's how he rolls. Now, some of you have never been to Las Vegas. This will be an opportunity to go to Las Vegas. So if you haven't been there, this is a great, great opportunity. Now, here's what's also great about Las Vegas. Las Vegas, they say what goes on in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. By the way, the other person, I'm sorry, I didn't remember off the top of my head, Stan Zeff. Stan Zeff was the other DJ. So right there, your lineup is crazy. But now here's what's going to happen. They're going to have from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. for 3 nights straight, nothing but partying. Nothing but partying. Now, what's exciting is when you're away from home and you hear DJs, when they're away from home, they bring something special. So you may have seen them here before, but you know they're going to bring some extra juice with them when they go to Las Vegas. Now, I don't have to tell you what's going on in Las Vegas in terms of the nightlife, in terms of here. So we're going to have our own nightlife here. In addition to that, there's going to be other opportunities for you to do things, because keep in mind, there's souvenirs, there's rides, there's just tons of stuff. And then the other thing you can do is you can always get there early and stay there later. So this is really, really, really great opportunity to take our audience and play our style of music. Now, keep in mind, if you went to Las Vegas on your own and you went to the club, you could hear house music, but it's not our style of house music, which is soulful, Afro, and gospel. You're not going to hear that. But here you're going to hear it. We're going to bring our own DJs there. Okay, now, here's the next thing. It's going to be at the Paris Casino. Paris is an absolutely splendid, gorgeous place, and it's going to be amazing, 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 amazing. So that's going to be a big deal, So if you have never been to Vegas, if you want to play house or party house music and do it away from home, back to back, night after night after night, sign up as soon as you possibly can. Of course, you can reach Magic. You can get him. You can inbox him. And you can get him that way. Now, here's the other part of it. And this is a first. So the Deep House Magazine is going to be doing the second annual award show there, and going to honor people who have made it happen, people who have brought us happiness, entertainment, and joy in the house music community. So that's going to happen, which is very, very exciting. That's very exciting. Okay, let me move on. Next week, our special guest will be Sage Youngblood. Now, for those of you who don't know and have been on another planet, Sage Youngblood is the person that has brought us the Dollhouse. And every Wednesday from 7 to 9, she comes on with her cohorts, and she brings us new DJs. She brings us DJs. And you know what's exciting about it is that some of these DJs you may never have heard before, but they have the goods. They have the goods. And what's exciting about it is that from the DJ standpoint, she's giving a platform for DJs to play that they never get on or haven't gotten on anywhere else. So that's an exciting opportunity. Now, the other part of it is that a lot of people watch this show. Not only people who are just into music or house music or dancers, but also promoters watch that show. So you just never know who's watching. And it really is an opportunity for someone who wants to play up and coming or just wants to stretch out, try some new things. You can go to that and make that happen. Sage is coming on next week. Now, let me just tell you something else, too, about Sage. Sage is also an author. That's right. And she's got a couple of books, and I really want to share these books with you. Because these books they're Afrocentric, but what happens is with these books, they're coloring books. And there's a lot of sayings in here. I'm going to read a couple, and then I'm going to show you some of the books here. There's 2 books. This first one, I don't know if you can see it, it's called All Out of Shapes. All Out of Shapes. And if you look, they have different sayings and different things here. It says, together we are a tapestry of souls, each thread weaving a unique story that shapes the fabric of our harmonic experience. And then there's a place where you can draw. So you can really use your imagination and make drawings on these things in very, very powerful ways. So it's very, very, very important what she's doing. But here's what's as important or more important. What's important is that we support her. We support her. You can get these on Amazon. The first one's called All Out of Shapes. And I got to tell you, this is a lot. It takes a lot to put something like this together. Then I have another one. Yeah. Vivala Vintage. And this is a fashion coloring book. And again, so if you can look, you can see different people, different styles, different things. And this is what Sage is doing. Sage Youngblood. So we need to support her. We need to support her. Okay. This says, the write-up, it says, my self-worth is independent of external validation. Hey, listen to this. Ladies and gentlemen, you're talking about self-esteem, self-worth. That's important. See, with this, what she's saying in this one here, another coloring book, you're your own yes. You got to be your own yes. You can't wait for others to make a decision about who you are, what you stand for, if you're valid, if what you're saying is the real deal. No. See, what happens is the Lord gives you the vision, and other people don't really have to check for it because you're the one with the vision. Other people don't have to agree with it because you're the one with the vision. If it wasn't for that vision, you wouldn't get that vision if it wasn't for the Lord. And you're the one who's got the idea, but now here comes the obligation. When you get the vision, you're the one that needs to act on it. I'm going to say that again. When you get the vision, you're the one that needs to act on the vision. You have to act on the vision. But I got to tell you something. Anybody who chooses to act on their vision must be prepared for stumbling blocks. That's just what it is. You must be prepared for stumbling blocks. You must be prepared for setbacks, challenges, etc. But you know what? That's how you build the strength. That's how you build the strength, because when it comes down to it, you don't let those things stop you. So I want to commend Sage for putting this together. That's a lot of work, a lot of hassle, a lot of challenges, a lot of frustration, a lot of coordination, a lot of back and forth. Sage, congratulations, and hey, we recommend your book. We also, too, ask you to get it. Okay, I'm going to give you some things here. So, Chuck, I want to call you on for a minute because I want to do some things here. And we want to talk about some songs. All right? So, can I get you to join in? Okay, I think he's coming. Chuck? Okay. All right. So, Chuck, let me know when you're in. Okay. All right, so listen. What I want to do He's going to join us here. And I'm going to have this conversation, which I like to have with Chuck every once in a while. And you're welcome to join in. Okay. So as you know, we've got the big house thing going on. We got this house music craze going on. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So with that said, I want to see if you think some of these tracks should be turned into house music tracks. Okay. So, Delia, what's up? How you doing? All right. Okay. So let's see if you think we should make a house music track out of this song right here. Okay. Okay. It's called Wifey. How many people out there think that Wifey should be turned into a house music track? Can that work, or do we need to leave that as an R&B track and call it a day? What do you guys say? What do you say? What do you say? Should Delia, hey Delia, should somebody go back and remix Wifey and make it a house track? What do you say? Now, keep in mind, today I heard a remix of a track. And Samantha Bruh. It was that track. And they took that track. It was DJ Spen. We're going to play it in the Shazam Free Zone. And they took the hook and they put that into a house music track. What do you say? I say yes, but I think that might be tricky. I say yes, but it might be tricky. What do you guys say? Do you think that you could take the song by Next and put that in with, make that a house track, Wifey? Okay. So if you say yes, put up some hearts if you think that Wifey could be turned into a house track.
All right, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
What do you say? What do you say, Chuck?
It could be.
Okay. A little tricky, but I think it could be done. You get the right producer on and make the right beats. Okay. All right. Next. Here's another track. How about, remember the song A Diva Freak? Can that be turned into a house track? Or do you think they leave that alone?
A diva freak?
Yeah, a freak.
I don't know about that one.
You're not sure about it, or?
No, I don't know about that one.
Okay, you think we should kind of leave that one alone?
Yeah.
Okay. Boop, boop. That sounds like, that definitely sounds like some hip-hop / R&B. Okay. Here's another one. How about this one? John B. Don't Talk.
I could see that being a house joint.
You see that?
Yeah.
So, okay. Now, I got to tell you. Yeah. I'm listening to that. And like I say, this morning, I heard a track, I'm going to play it, where they took Samantha Bruh. You remember that song? And the hook goes, doom, doom. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so what? They took that and they made a house track out of it. DJ Spen and some other people, Koozer or somebody else, made a house track. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play that during the set and you tell me. So again, I go back to Don't Talk. You think that's workable? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's workable.
Okay, so share. How about, okay, you ready for this one? Usher. Yeah, can you turn that into a house track?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of how that would go in my mind. Now, I don't know if they'd sing it or just put samples in there. What do you think?
I think they could do both.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on how they chop up the track.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe they could do both.
Yes. So, all right. Well, I know you have a musician background as a drummer.
Uh-huh.
Now, could you see drum beats in some of these house tracks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you hear house tracks, you ever think about, hey, listen, here's how I could do it, or here's what I add to it, or?
Sometimes I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right.
Sometimes I do. Other times it's I just listen to the how the producer put it together.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it triggers my mind, and some of them don't. I just said okay.
So, as a musician, what makes a strong house track as far as you're concerned? I mean, keeping in mind
I think it's the groove.
the groove. Okay, so talk to us for a minute.
The pocket, the bass line and the drums definitely have to marry to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then you build.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have that,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course the chords.
Mm-hmm.
Then they just building on it, putting everything else into it that they might think that might fit, and the melody is important too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So, is there a house track that you like? It doesn't have to be your favorite. Just a house
actually,
track.
the one that we played, that's the number one song.
Okay.
I really was grooving to that one.
Okay.
Best in Me.
Okay.
But I like the build up. To me it was a build up. That bass line is whoo.
Mm-hmm.
And that groove is the groove.
That?
You know.
Okay. So now I'm giving you a drum set. What are you doing with that drum set? Miss Yaz, what's up? Love your new hairdo. I'm sorry. Got carried away for a minute. But I'm loving it. Anyway.
I'm hearing an echo.
Yeah.
Is that your phone or something?
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Drum set. After I put it together,
Mm-hmm.
Just hopping on it, and for me, dusting off the cobwebs. I haven't played drums in years.
Mm-hmm. But you still know a good sound when you hear it, though, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That doesn't go.
Okay.
The coordination doesn't go. It's just a matter of playing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How about this track here? Let's take it back to the old days. Can you take and then I'm going to respond after. Okay, how about this track? Temptations, My Girl. Can you take that and make a house track out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have, made house tracks of, let's say Al Green, Barry White,
Mm-hmm.
Earth, Wind and Fire,
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Pendergrass.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff like that is like, it's a different mode.
Mm-hmm.
I feel when those songs are given a house beat.
Mm-hmm.
Just a different different vibe, I guess, is I know sometimes when I do play stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's for an older crowd, but it's a little bit upscale tempo
Mm-hmm.
to get them nodding their heads, but they still know
Mm-hmm.
the song that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So it works out.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you two more, and then I'm gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
How about Return of the Mac?
Turn on the Mac.
Yeah. Is that a house track in the making?
I wouldn't touch that one.
You leave that alone? Now,
Yeah.
why is that?
I just think some songs shouldn't be redone if it's not going to benefit the song. I don't think the house version of Return of the Mac, I don't think it would benefit the song because the song hit so hard from the original. That's even like when artists do songs over. Some of them, to me, should have just left it alone because they did no justice to the song.
Oh, okay. All right. Mr. Leach, how are you, sir? Now, just so you know, you can watch us on Facebook, Twitch, X, Vimeo, the website, and a whole bunch of other places. So we're in a lot of platforms. So this is some of the stuff that you have access to. All right. Now, I'm going to ask one more song. Do you guys think that we can make a house track out of it? Okay, and that is Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It. Can you make a house track out of that?
It depends on the producer.
So, okay.
I mean, me, like I said, I wouldn't personally do it, but then again, if you get if you get the right producer that can flip it, it might make the difference. So,
Okay.
I don't hear it, but I hear it.
Okay.
If that's understandable.
Okay. So what do you guys think out there? Can you put This Is How We Do It and flip that to a house track? What do you guys say? What do you think? Okay. I want to move on at this point. You're in Bergen County. Do you see, and Essex County is pretty much known for house music. Essex County, even Union County. Those are really the two counties that are known for in this area. Essex County being the mecca. But you're in Bergen County. Have you seen an uptick in house music in this area?
It's to me it's the same as it was before.
Okay.
I mean, I have known, I do know a lot of people in Bergen County that like house music. But you only could play a certain amount of it in Bergen County before you have, people want you to switch up to something different. So it's not, it's still not that, as the other, towns and that you would mention. And that's been for a long time. That's been for a very long time. I mean, if it's on the radio and it's popular, like when Follow Me came out, or Percolator and stuff like that, those was the ones, but not the deep house, unless they went to, the city or, Newark or, in that area as far as with house music being played. But Bergen County's, nah.
So it's more hip hop, R&B, and that style.
Well, probably now it's it's the Latin music.
Interesting.
R&B, hip hop, Afro beats, I'll say.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Reggae. So it's a mixture. It's a mixture, depending on the crowd that comes. Your favorite music, trap music.
Okay. I do like trap though, but that's.
But it's a variety. It's not just one one thing, and it's you know, but and you could, you know, depending on the DJ and how they flip it, you can splash house music in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I really, when I did the Elks Week, I didn't play as much house music, but the selection that I did play had them up and dancing because of the other lodges that was there.
Mm-hmm.
They come from, you know, the Passaic area, and, you know, other areas that plays house music. So it was refreshing for them not to just hear the one style of, or, you know, it was refreshing for them to hear house music in the lounge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you have to read your crowd.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. Speaking of playing in different areas, house music is coming to Patterson. Mm-hmm. You know, years ago, Patterson was very popular with the club music and house even before they called it house, and then once they called it house back in the 80s. And it was a place called the Cheetah Club, which many people from around here know the Cheetah Club. Thursday nights it was on and popping. That was the hot night. And the Cheetah Club was a place where they had a tremendous sound system. They had a Richard Long sound system. Richard Long is the person who put the sound system in Zanzibar and Garage. I mean, just like, if you had, he was the guy. He was the guy to put the sound system in. So he had it really popping. So in Patterson, they had it popping. They had it for several years. And then by and by, the Cheetah Club went away, and Patterson never really had a lot going on with the house music as being a home for it. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to today, there's going to be at least two events or two things that are happening. One I don't have confirmation on, so let me just fall back on that one a minute. But I know I was called to DJ a house music event on July 5th. Right now, they're July 7th. They're kind of in the works, and as soon as I get an official word on it, I want to let everybody know that that's happening. And what's going to be exciting about it is that, first of all, we're going to play house music. The second thing is to see if we can get a whole night of house music in versus like having to mix it. Now, this is what I'll tell you. If you're going to do the house music, let's say in a Patterson, you're in the beginning, you may not get total house heads. You may get people who like to listen to house. Some people call it commercial house. I call it Patterson house. So I know, being from Patterson, that I know there's certain house tracks that they will listen to. Now, to see if they're willing to listen to that all night is going to be an interesting. And or to see if people will be attracted to Patterson based on a house music agenda. Mm-hmm. So we're going to watch. I mean, look, I'm prepared, if need be, to play. This group is not going to be into trap and all that, but they're going to be into old school hip hop. I can play either, but they are going to be into old school hip hop. They're going to be into R&B. They're going to be into a dance hall style of reggae. They're going to be into that. I know. So, like I say, it's going to be interesting to see. First of all, if they can pull based on the format, and then the second part of it is to see whether or not the crowd will hang in there for a night of that. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting. So anyway, Passaic County, Patterson in particular, has a lot of house heads. Now ask me how I know that. Say, Dan, how do you know that?
How do you know that, Dan?
Because when I go to the Bricks, I go to EO and those places, I see them. I see them. Delmar, what's happening? How you doing, sir? Yeah, Delmar got it in. He played over at the at the block party, and he hit a lot of tracks that from back in the day had that Zanzibar flow. I mean, some of the tracks I forgot all about, and I said, "Oh shucks, it's been a hot minute since I heard that," you know. And he put that stuff to work. But yeah, I know Delmar has some very, very specific opinions on different things too. Where you can express in the chat room. Hey, one of the big things we always talk about with the house music is bringing younger people in. Do you see younger people getting interested in Bergen County?
No.
Okay.
No. You got a better chance down in, you know, like you just mentioned it, East Orange and stuff like that. I mean, I think the young kids listen to the Jersey house because of the rhythm, you know. But house music, I don't think so. You know, they would have to go somewhere else to experience it, to basically that I'm seeing for them to pick up on it, because it's not. Bergen County is you know, it's not, that's not one of the brands of music that's really played. You know, so you know, if they are, then somebody put them on to it. But like I said, I know they listen to a lot of that Jersey. Yeah, I forgot. Just a brain fart.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's because of the beat, you know.
Gotcha. Well, I will tell you, Jersey has its own flow too of music. Like in Jersey, I know, in general, even when you look at a Newark or in Essex County, which is the mecca of this area, even then, you're gonna have to play, in general, unless you get a special crowd, you're gonna have to play familiar. Now that doesn't mean you can't play something that you know, that's not, people are not checking, because if it goes and it flows, you know, people will do that. But I haven't seen where you've been able to get away with that all night. I've seen, like, even the guys who can really stretch out and produce music, even when I see them play live, they still they stick other songs in there, but they do play familiar. And that's because of the audience. Matter of fact, there was a DJ who did a post not too long ago who said people get at him because he plays commercial house. And he said, listen, I can play deep house. He said, but that's not my audience. So my audience comes to play what I play, and that's what I give them. So there's the line. Now, so part of that is, hey, I am going to play music that I know my audience is going to be into, or I'm going to try to take them in a different direction. But I want you to respond to that. But before I do that, I want to tell you about an experience I had. So look, I've been into hip hop from the door. I'm still into hip hop. All right. So, you know, they used to do the summer jam and all that kind of stuff like that. And they do still do the summer jam. So one year they had the Wu-Tang Clan. And of course they were the headliners. Everybody, when I say everybody, was waiting to hear those tracks, those things. But they were tired of hearing that music. So they decided to play a whole different flow. Everybody waited for them so they could hear their favorite songs and they can, you know, do what they do and this and that. They started playing all this new music from their next album and not the album that was out. And I will tell you, thousands of people started walking out, doing walking out.
Right.
And that's because familiar. Now again, you can stick some songs in there, So what's your approach as far as that goes? Do you think that applies over here in Bergen County, familiar versus playing a whole bunch of stuff that they don't know? Or?
Of course. I mean,
Okay.
that, to me, that goes with everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know, if the crowd is not familiar with it, then it's not going to have that that impact.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of them is, I think the radio just programs them to listen to certain songs over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I remember doing a party and, some new tracks came out. So, I was, the DJ is the one that breaks the new tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But I started playing them and they looking at me like, what are you playing? What are you playing? Like, not even giving it a chance to, to say, hey, okay, this track is all right.
Mm-hmm.
From the gate, it was, it was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely like, what are you,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just really crazy.
Now, Delmar says you can't be stuck. Control direction by seeing the crowd and taking it from there. And, I got to tell you that I think if you're going to play, well, I can tell you straight up. Watch this. So after this show, I do the Shazam Free Zone. Now, I know all the hits. And if I was playing with an audience, my whole set wouldn't be hits, but I certainly would play.
Mm-hmm.
I would play a lot of hits that I think are no hits.
Right.
But on the Shazam Free Zone, where I'm playing all new music, like I don't repeat, all new music,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't really check for that. Now, this is what I've also seen, and tell me what you think. All right, folks, tell me what you think. That you have, I'm just going to make up this word here. Authority sources, trendsetters, there's another word, thought leaders, there's something, well, anyway, you get the point. In other words, they can introduce new music,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very hard for someone who is not at that level or at that point or that radio station or whatever to introduce a new track unless they're willing to play it over and over and over and over and over again. Now, also, the other thing, let's talk about the audience for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if you bring in a deep house audience, then fine, that's good in terms of being able to play, say, maybe what might be that style of music. Or you can bring in an audience, I'm going to call it underground audience. They will be willing to listen to stuff that, let's say, mainstream audience will only listen to one or two of. So, for example, if you hear some people play, I heard a DJ play recently, and the music kept the crowd going, but it was mostly beats and chants. All right? Now, you really are going to have a challenge with that playing a mainstream audience. You agree or disagree? And I have here, Delmar says, depending on what station you're playing, you have a creative. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Okay, I gotta stop playing. I gotta start wearing my glasses. I used to be able to see a flea at 1,000 paces backwards, but now forget about it. Depending on what station you're playing, you have creative control. That's right. So it depends on where you're playing. You have creative control, but if you don't, then like so Friday I'm playing at MetLife Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So the audience it's going to be kind of a mainstream audience. I'm going to have some people from the bricks, but I'm going to have a lot of people from suburban locations.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you already know you're not going to go deep there. You might play a few popular tracks, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to have to keep it mainstream for people to feel good. And again, just depending on that audience, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So we got another thing here. What are your thoughts?
Say that again now.
I said, so this Friday, I'm going to be playing at MetLife Stadium.
Uh-huh.
All right. You're going to have people from Newark, the bricks,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going to have a lot of people from suburban locations.
So you have to play, be well-rounded.
Exactly. But even then, I got to say to myself, okay, I can't come in here and play all unfamiliar music. I got to play a lot of familiar music.
You have to play
Mhm.
familiar music.
Mm-hmm.
You have to play familiar music in that situation. That's not a time to, I mean, you might could sprinkle something in just. The way that I used to DJ was there was certain times where I would play an unfamiliar song, but it was hot, to give the people a break to, let's say, like go to the bar to get a drink or something. But then when they was there, I would put on a quote unquote familiar song to get them back on, on the dance floor. So it gave them a time to breathe, but then I then, said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. So that's how that's how you can introduce the new songs, not just per se go ham and say, I'm going to just do this, do that. No, it's the way that you can do it, for them to listen to it. And then once they start to ask you for that, who's that? You got somebody coming up, oh, wow, that's hot. Who's that? And you tell them the artist and the name of the song. So at least you got one or two people that's actually listening to what you're playing.
Right.
To say, who was that? So it's that has been done too, like that. So
yeah. Delmar says, picture this: I'm on a hip hop R&B station, but play a wide array of house music. I think that's a little tricky.
Well, I mean, you can't, what he said, hip hop?
Yeah, he says, picture this: I'm on a hip hop R&B station, but play a wide array of house music. I think that's a little tricky.
Yeah. I mean, that's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna fly. You in a hip hop station and you pushing. Nah, I don't see that at all.
Well, you know what is interesting? Again, there's one of the decisions you make when you play is, as a DJ, we're exposed to brand new music all the time. And we are the trendsetters for the most part in terms of, hey, listen, we're listening, hearing hot this, hot that, hot this, hot that. But at the same time, it's kind of like you got to, I guess, feed them slowly. Just like when you have a baby, you don't shove the food down the baby's throat, you break it up.
Right.
You kind of put, you give them a little bit, then a little bit, and a little bit, and little by little they start to take on more of it. But it's very, very interesting because, again, you have the advantage or disadvantage of knowing what's coming up, but at the same time, it's kind of like you got to introduce them at the right pace, the right way, and your timing's got to be here. So it's got to
Right.
kind of, so it's pretty,
Right.
All right. Well, listen, folks, we're gonna close down this part of the show. We're gonna go to the Shazam Free Zone. He's the only DJ that plays open on 108 Soul for the past 4 years. Interesting. Well, we're going to start. We're going to go to the next level with Shazam Free Zone. We're going to play all new music. This is music that, see, every piece of music that becomes hot started somewhere. It started unknown. So we're going to play a bunch of tracks, and I'm going to tell you what they are. We're going to play it and say it, what the tracks are. Coming up in this next segment, it's called Shazam Free Zone. So you will not have to Shazam it. You will not have to Shazam it. I will play it and say it. You can decide if it's a vibe or if you want to be in the tribe here. So, Chuck, we're going to lead this thing off, this segment, with Anaya Weathers. And she's got a track called I Am Anaya. Big Logan, Dave Lala, those guys were on this stuff here. I'm going to play that. I got the track by Casio. Casio's got this dope track by him, Black Rascals, called So In Love. I'm going to play that and a lot of other stuff. Here's my deal. I'm going to play songs that I think you should hear. You get to decide whether you like them, you don't like them. A couple songs, one of the most recent songs that I played that people were hitting me up left and right for, and I believe it's going to get some traction, is a track called King Jesus by DJ B, the DJ B mix. So anyway, so we have little gems in here, and like I say, I'm going to play them and say them, and you can decide whether it's a hit or, wait a minute. No, that's not what I'm looking for. If it's a hit or if it's a hit and a fit. Well, you decide. All right. So Chuck, hey folks, thanks for coming out to this part. We're gonna go right into it. We're gonna go into the Shazam Free Zone. Nothing but all new music. Hey Chuck, thanks for jumping in here. We're gonna start off with Anaya Weathers, I Am Anaya, and then we're gonna go into some other stuff, all new stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, let's support Sage Youngblood. She's got new books out, new coloring books that are just really, really great. Support her. We got her coming on next week. I want to talk with her. All right, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Dan, Sofa House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. I am the unusual suspect. Get ready. This is Anaya Weathers.
kingdom, where I'm more than just beauty.